Hello everyone and welcome back to round 3 here at vrroom.org. We're still in Japan. We are at Twin Ring Montegi East course here in the heart of Japan, still in Asia, for round 3 of the Honda S2000 Touring Car League. It's been quite an exciting one. We have a double back-to-back winner in Scalebreaker and a very good effort of Slash so unluckily missing out for the win on the last session, as we see one of the cars going round track there. I'm David Higgins, going to take you through the full race as normal. It's a glorious day at Twin Ring Montegi, as we can see. We've got track temperature of 21 degrees, the track length here is 2.13 miles and the longest straight is 0.47 miles. Elevation difference of 99 feet only here, so it's not quite as hilly as Suzuka where we were just out for round 2. So there's been 5 minutes of hard qualifying between the protagonists, and I'll go down and do the grid walk in just a moment. And just to remind us, unfortunately, on today, the 6th of April 2014, due to technical issues, Ankara Rayman, Rock Outlaw, Setwave and Smoke 808 are unable to join us, but we all gratefully hope that they can join us for the next rounds, which will be in Europe at Silverstone, Monaco and Spa-Francorchamps next Sunday, which will be good if they can join us. We don't have technical issues. So 8 on the grid, so let's go down and see where the guys qualified. Okay, we're here on the grid there at Twin Ring Montegi, and lining up on pole position is 3rd of the season, as you can see there on the right. Pinks and reds on the right, blues on the left. That's a funny way to work out, but it's honestly done. Scalebreaker from Slash on the first row. On the second row we've got Malada from DM. It's a very compact row. You can see the space between the cars is not very big here. On the next row we have Slicker, followed up by Hatcher. And then following up on the 4th row, we've got Fair Racer, followed by the Les, last but not least. The Les putting in a very unlucky performance in the last race. Let's hope he can recover that here. So onwards, and let's see how this one pans out. I wonder if Scalebreaker can make it 3 in a row. So the race is about to get underway. VR Official 52 has lined them all up, and in a moment the lights will change. It's blues on the left, reds and pinks on the right by the looks of it. Colour coordination in the grid through qualification, 5 minutes of hard qualifying, remember, and we've got a 12 lap race to look forward to here. It's always good at Twin Ring Montegi East, so they're revving up. Let's hope nobody gets a false start penalty, and away they go. It's a very good start by Slash. He's up I thought he was alongside Scalebreaker, but he wasn't. DM in the meantime is up alongside Malada, looking like he's going to gain the place there from 4th to 3rd on the inside into the first corner. All the drivers getting round very well indeed. Off camber and very difficult to do on cold tyres. So indeed DM has gone through and everybody else has stayed in position by the looks of it. So as we're watching on board with Slash now, interestingly enough, we see a fantastic shot of the field going through. Up towards the tricky right-hander just before the bridge. So under the Bridgestone Bridge for the first time, it's Scale from Slash, from DM gaining a place from Malada, from Slicker, from Hatcher, from Fair Racer. As they go through the S-curves in the middle there, it's all looking pretty good. Under control from Scalebreaker is pulling out quite a big lead as we speak then. Already on the first lap, it didn't take him long to be fair. So we're approaching the final turn now on lap 1 of 12. So as they're braking, oh, and DM's lost it, and that's a massive accident. That's a huge collision. DM lost it under braking, that's what it looks like. That's caused the whole grid to stop, and DM's car's obviously damaged from that as well. Yellow flags have been called immediately because that took out half the grid. So if we can just try to get on board there and figure out exactly what happened, we'll go on board with... I think we'll go on board with Slicker, to be fair. Or could we go on board with Hatcher? No, we'll go on board with Hatcher, and we'll just get a replay of the start then from on board. So ahead we've got Breaker to the left and Slash. It has rewound us an entire lap, unfortunately, but it's quite a short lap. It's only 1 minute 20 seconds of our lives to watch. I think he lost it under braking by the sounds of it. I don't think he got any contact. at all. It was a good start by DM, up on the inside of Malada there, to be fair. We're probably going to get a better view of this from Slicker's car. So there's DM and Malada battling up ahead. Malada slightly wide, got a little bit of a tap from DM, but DM didn't leave him enough room. Only just, maybe said, but he's done it. So it's very unfortunate for DM. I know DM's desperately trying to do well in this particular formula, but all these cars are new to the guys, and you know, they can be tricky to drive. I've mentioned it in the other two videos, interestingly enough, about the backs just stepping out, and when they go they're uncontrollable. I mean, we've seen Malada do it, we've seen the Les do it, we've seen DM do it, we've seen Slash do it, we've seen them all do it. So bit by bit, you know, you're learning this formula and you're learning how to control the cars and how to get the best from the cars. And I'm firmly of the opinion that smooth is quicker. Smooth is quicker, and the car will thank you more for it. So let's just see if we can get a handle on what did happen then on this video replay whilst we're under yellow flags. DM is the second car ahead, just in front of Malada. Let's have a look. And under braking, not being touched. He's lost it under braking. He's gone round. His tank slapping him back the other way, and oh, there's no avoiding that. Unfortunately, that's awful for all concerned. And it looks like Slicker's giving it game over again. Does he actually get back out? Oh yeah, yellow flag's been called, so he's coming back out. I think he was thinking about going the wrong way then, to be fair. But no, he's back out. Yellow flags have been called. So what will happen now then, ladies and gentlemen, is basically we're going round under yellow flags, which is half race and speed. VR official 52 Genobi has made a very good call there, I think, because the only people unaffected were these three here. It took out everybody else basically, so it took out the bottom 5 cars. That it was a very slow and graceful little spin from DM, but nobody could avoid him. You enter that corner under braking, trail braking, and that's a great shame. I don't know how much damage people have picked up, but I guess we'll see. It's always a fine line with the damage aspect of it in this game, because as I've mentioned before, there is a slight glitch at this moment in time with this game where your cars seem to just come out with less speed and less horsepower after you've pitted, and it equates to 1.52 seconds a lap, I've been finding, which is quite frustrating. Although we've been having some conversations in the paddock here at VR Room about this, and they've been saying, well, it could actually be a purposeful thing, because, you know, obviously in real life in motorsport, if your car is damaged, it gets repaired and then it basically handles like a bag of spanners when you get it back out on circuit. So it could be, from a realistic point of view, quite a good thing. From a personal point of view, I would like them to change it and to get it sorted. I'd like them to get it so we can pit, firstly without lag, and secondly without having to come out with less power than we went in. So here's the real test. We're still under yellows, no overtaking, and you can keep the tyres warm. We need to now see who comes in, so we need to get on board with DM. Will DM pit? Now on the last race when he had damage, he elected to stay out, but no, there's obviously far too much damage here. In comes DM into the pits, and we'll see in a moment how many pit crews. You see Fair Racer just going up the pit straight there. So there's 1 car in, 2, 3, there's 4 pit crews out. So all but Fair Racer. Fair Racer actually managed to get past, sneakily enough. So the pit crew working hard on DM's car to try to get him out. Now, will he get out ahead of the guys behind, interestingly enough? There's Malada. Malada's been released. Slicker's still up on the jacks. DM's getting dropped down. Now, oh, and DM's got released just in front of Malada, so actually DM's held position. But now we're going to be in that... why has it gone to that? Oh yes, we're going to be in that position now where DM, Malada, Slicker and Hatcher are all going to be in their own little race, because they're all down on power. So basically we're going to have a battle for 1, 2, 3 between Scale Slash Scale Slash and Fair Racer, and then we're going to have a 5-way ding-dong between the Les, DM... oh no, the Les didn't get involved in that incident, I apologise. So we're going to have a 4-way ding-dong now. And actually this is panning out really good for the Les in his maiden season. He had obviously that bad luck at Suzuka on the previous round, but seemingly now, look at him, he's up into 4th place, so he could score some heavy points here in only his 3rd round of his rookie season, so that's pretty good going. Now, we've just had the release. I'm sorry whilst I was snoozing. This is green flags now. The race is on. Scalebreaker's got a wonderful, wonderful start. I was expecting, I got caught snoozing now. I was expecting to go around for a full lap under the yellows, but no, everybody's caught back up, so we are racing again here at Montegi on lap 3 of 12 at vrroom.org for the Honda S2000 Championship. Now Slash will be very keen to make amends with Scalebreaker after... Oh, and Scale's done exactly the same thing that DM did. Absolutely unbelievable, but Scale managed to hold it, whereas DM didn't. honestly. Right, so Scalebreaker proving again that under braking these S2000s are very hard to handle, or can snap away, but Scale just put more lock on than DM and managed to save it earlier. So he's really on fire. Here is Scalebreaker doing very, very well. I bet Slash wished to lose it though. So we've got the 3 most powerful cars now in the field, pumping through, and oh my goodness me, that was at Slash nearly losing it behind as well. He's managed to hold on to that. So we've got Scale, Slash and Fair Racer pulling away. And then we're going to have a bit more of a ding-dong now from Les. Let's give Les some airtime. So Les didn't pit, I believe, and he has got the slower cars behind, slightly slower cars of DM, Malada, Slicker and Hatcher. So Les has got a slight advantage because he didn't pit, his car will be slightly faster. That's not to take anything away from Les. He's still, you know, he's got to be in the right place at the right time in motorsport, and this is boding very well for the rest of his season. If he can hold this and finish 4th, and I'm sure he'll have his little dander up expecting to do that. He's not going to give an inch. He's got some very good lines, managing to hold DM off there, but DM's tight behind in the slipstream, as we see Hatcher in the background there. So on lap 4 of 12 now, as we come round down to the main straight, very long and downhill. The camera angle doesn't do it justice. So sort of from this point here, it's downhill, so it's a downhill off-camber braking zone. We're going to be reviewing the results table after this video as well, ladies and gentlemen. And if you like what you're seeing, please visit us on the web. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also @_digitaldave. Follow on Twitter. That will be absolutely amazing. Spread the word and get the word out there about this good quality racing that you're seeing here. Courtesy, and DM is just going on the outside now. Will he make that stick? I wonder. And he has. He's taken Les on the outside, so DM back in charge. Malada and Slicker fighting like mad in the background there as well. Side by side now for Slicker and Malada. Malada, because he's got the inside lane, I favour him to hold it. It's difficult for Slicker to hold on the outside here. A little nudge up the bum, but that doesn't warrant. That's certainly not a bump draft by any means, and that's budged Malada off slightly. He'll have dirtier tyres now for when he comes back on circuit. He'll have to try to control the pace of those rear tyres slightly. He'll be braking from about 120 miles an hour here into the tight right hairpin, so let's hope he can hold it, which he has done. That's the hairpin where we just seen DM lose it and Scalebreaker nearly lose it. So DM is side by side with the Les. The Les, using that extra horsepower advantage, has got alongside DM. Will he hold him around the outside? No, DM's holding the inside very, very well and powering away, leaving enough room for Les just in case he did that on the left-hand side there. And this is helping Slicker catch up, which is good. So it's not all over. This race is really on. Scale still leading from Slash. Let's just have a look by how much. Well, I think that answers the question, ladies and gentlemen. The answer is by quite a lot. Slash managing to hold in there. He'll pick up a good 12 points for second. But then again, I want to know whether Scale's actually going to chuck it off or not, because he nearly did it once. Then again, he probably learns from his mistakes. But we all make them, of course. That's a good apex speed. Very good line round there from Mr. Breaker. Equally as good from Slash in the background. Fair Racer's dropped back, so the closest ding-dong on track is these. It's DM and the Les looking at the telemetry. With Slicker tight up behind, so we've got bumper-to-bumper action here. at VR Room on lap 6 of 12, so it's the halfway distance of the race now. Les going around the outside, no way he'll make that stick, but that leaves DM vulnerable to the cutback. Now DM's going tight and defensive to the right hand side of the circuit. As we go downhill, it's very close stuff. And will he hold it into the corner? And Les has outbraked him on the outside, and he's nearly lost it though, so DM will immediately fight back with that one. Is that going to allow Slicker through? Let's just have a look here. And no, Slicker's just managed to not do it, unfortunately. Les just managed to hold him off. So again, a sort of a braking moment. I think that with this happening to 4 cars now in this particular race, I think the word throughout the paddock is be careful on the brakes whilst cornering in these cars, otherwise the back goes. Very difficult. It can be adjusted with brake bias, of course, but there's still a tendency for the car to do it. I've noticed through checking several different setups. Now, remember, of course, this league is run prohibited tune, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching. Now, what that means is, as we're watching Slicker give it a ding-dong with Les there, what that means is basically it's a plug and play. You get this car, it's a stock car, you're not allowed to do anything to it. The only thing you can do is change the oil as soon as you bought it, of course. That gives you an extra slight lock-up on the front left there from Slicker. All you can do is change the oil and alter the brake bias. Everything else is a standard, otherwise you're not allowed to race. So it's very strict here, but it brings good close racing, because otherwise you'd have lots of people with lots of different setups, and you wouldn't have anything really, really close unless people had hours and hours to tune. So the Les is not letting DM get away. Malada's catching up to Slicker slightly as well, and Hatch is still down in 8th. So the running order on lap 8 of 12 is Scale Breaker number 1, 2 Fair Racer doing a good job. Now Slash must have gone off, he's gone down to 3rd. DM's holding 4th only just from Les, as we'll see there. Only just from Les, may I add. And then it's Slicker, Malada and Hatcher. So the will Les be able to get down the inside? DM keeping it defensive. Very good shot of DM there as we see Les on the outside. He'll never do it down the outside, surely not. No, I didn't think so. DM's giving him enough room though. But DM's got the tight inside line for this corner. He's ahead, so he's pulled back across to take the normal racing line. And who can blame him, quite frankly? Time to have a quick look at the timings. Fastest lap then is a 122.7 from Scale Breaker. Ignore down in the left hand corner there where it says 125. It's not. It's a 122.7 from Scale compared to Slash on a 123.4. And Scale's got an 11-second lead now, so it's hard to see anybody else winning this race at this stage. We'll stick with the closest battle on track, which is DM defending hard from Les. Oh my god, he's gone down the outside, you are kidding me! No, DM's held that very, very well, only just. And there's Les getting the slipstream, pulling on the outside. We know he's got a slightly quicker car due to the non-pit stop. DM's having trouble holding him off. You'll see him sneaking past when they go to the front camera angle. Will they make that hold? And he's done it again, he's outbraked around the outside, but this time he's held it. So that's very, very good stuff from Les. He learned from his mistake last time, went a little gentler on the brakes, and he's managed to make that stick. Now I can't see, now he's passed them properly, I can't see DM, provided Les gets a wiggle on with the extra horsepower advantage he's got. I can't see DM catching him back up. But we'll see, he's closing. Oh, DM's, I'm nearly under braking. I thought he was going to go for a lunge then. Now is Malada catching up to Slicker. In fact, Malada's got Slicker. Slicker must have gone off. Oh, that's a great shame for Slicker. He was holding a reasonable 5th place. In fact, he was right up behind DM. So maybe he's made 2 mistakes. But Malada is not taking any prisoners. He's very, very quick, Malada, of course. He did qualify 3rd for this race. But of course, he was all part and parcel of the unfortunate incident with DM on the opening lap, on the last corner. DM does, of course, send his apologies around the paddock for that, but at the end of the day, you know, it's one of those things. There's nothing anyone can do about it. It's happened, and that's life, unfortunately. And believe you me, there's no one more gutted than DM, to be honest. So, down the main straight now on lap 9 of 12. We've got Scale with a 12-second lead now from Slash, from Fair Racer, out by themselves. We're watching Malada and Slicker fighting it. Hatch is out by himself, slight lock up from Malada, and a slight off, shall we say, as well. So the Les is still under pressure. DM's not letting Les get away at all. DM really wants that 4th place from Les, and I wonder if he'll get it, to be honest with you. As we see ahead, Fair Racer and Slash doing a good job. Scalebreaker nowhere in sight. He's absolutely miles ahead. He's going through the S's. He's a Scalebreaker at the moment. So this is, we'll stick with it. It's still DM from Les, or Les from DM. This is boding very well for Les. It's a good solid performance, and I know there was congratulations in the paddock as well to Les on his performance in this particular race. So yeah, very, very well driven. And it's not the easiest, particularly when you've got DM behind you, to hold you cool and collected and calmness. And in fact, I was talking about that on the previous video back at Suzuka with Slash being hunted down by Scale. It's always easier to chase than it is to race, because you've got a target when you're behind. When you're in front, you haven't. You just got yourself, and you've got to try to pump in those quali laps, but also drive slightly within yourself so you don't lose it. Now, will DM get a slipstream down here? It doesn't look like it. That horsepower advantage in Les is really paying off. So they're braking. Look at the flames kicking from the side of the cars. Absolutely superb to see. Side entry exhaust ports, you can see them there just to the rear of the front wheel arches on both sides of the vehicles, and they just spit the flames out the side, and it looks absolutely amazing. Slicker's really fallen off, unfortunately. So Malada's looking safe in 6th. So we're still on board with Les. Let's just get a handle on where DM is behind. DM, oh dear, DM nearly losing it again under braking. Very easy to do again. Let's just listen to that naturally aspirated VTEC engine. Revs very high indeed, this engine. DM missing the apex slightly there on the left. The field's really spread out now, so it's going to be a bit of an anticlimactic finish to the race, I think, with a little over 1 lap to go. And it's not looking like DM's going to make any in-ways into this at all, by the looks of it, I think. And I think by the looks of it, Les has got this won, I would say. So let's just catch up with our race leader. There he is by himself. He's got an absolutely massive lead now. It is a 13-second lead over Slash as he goes under the Bridgestone Bridge. And if we click back to Slash will just be coming up to that now, I would have thought. And there he is. So that's the visible distance, ladies and gentlemen. Slash just going under the bridge that we've seen Scale exiting from. Now behind him, of course, is Fair Racer just coming under that bridge too. Followed by the Les and DM coming through there. And then Malada, so you can see the visible gap. It's quite easy to judge there. So back up to the race leader, we're going to see him now. He's already round the last corner. What a magnificent drive from Scalebreaker after nearly losing it again. But there's the checkered flag for him. So Scalebreaker wins 3 out of 3 here at Twin Ring Montegi East. Slash is coming round the final corner now. So there he goes, taking the checkered flag very nicely. Fair Racer taking 3rd. So your podium, ladies and gentlemen, is 1st Scale, 2nd Slash, 3rd Fair Racer. And DM is not able to take the Les, unfortunately. So, very, very tight racing, and well played to Mr. Scalebreaker. I'll be back at some time next week with the European season from Silverstone, Monaco and Spa. I've been David Higgins. Thank you very much indeed for watching. It's greatly appreciated. See you all later. So, just before I leave you, there's the summary. This is how we stand after 3 rounds. We've got Scalebreaker leading on 45 points, followed by Slash on 30, Fair Racer 28, DM on 24, Malada on 20, and so on and so forth. So, that's been a fantastic 3 rounds. Thank you very much for watching again, and I'll see you all again very soon.